Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. Get ready to watch the San Francisco 49ers of Santa Clara take on the Philadelphia Eagles live from Lincoln Financial Field. I'm your host here, King. Great to see everybody. Thank you so very much. You joined us earlier for the Bills and the Jaguars. The Bills ended up with the victory 27-24 over the Jaguars. Great game there. We've had 3 great wild card games so far. We are now here in the last NFC WIld Card game of the weekend, the Niners and the Eagles. And after this game, we'll know who's playing who. If the Philadelphia Eagles win this game, it will be the Seattle Seahawks welcoming in the Los Angeles Rams to Lumen Field there. And the Chicago Bears will then take on the Philadelphia Eagles at vaunted Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois. If the 49ers win this game, it will be the 49ers making the trip to Seattle. So Seattle's getting one of their NFC West divisional rivals no matter what happens in this game. And then, of course, indeed, if the Niners do win this, then it'll be the Rams making the trip out to Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears. Crafty in the stream. Great to see you, brother. He is very upset with the, obviously, the fact that we do the intros. He says, F the damn intros, just start the damn stream. No, I'm going to do what I want, Crafty. He also is letting us know that Trent Williams is in for the 49ers after that hamstring issues that he was having. Lane Johnson out for the Eagles. He wonders, he ponders, he postulates, could that be the difference in this game? We're going to find out soon, ladies and gentlemen, what happens in this game. Ricky Pearsall still out for the Niners, says Crafty. So that is another piece of the puzzle. Waiting for this game to start over here. They're doing some NASCAR. I can't get into NASCAR. I think I've mentioned this a couple times on here. Jimbo, who used to do the show with me here, big into NASCAR, big NASCAR guy. I know a lot of people who watch the show with us, big NASCAR people. I just can't get into NASCAR. Can't do it. Crafty in the chat. Let us know that Seattle was one of the biggest losers of Saturday without even playing. That's very true. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you like any part of this show, any part of this channel, any part of this particular presentation, and I don't know why you would, please hit that like button, hit that share button, let the world know that this channel exists. That certainly does help us out tremendously. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, you can do so over at our links we have in the top of the chat and in the description below for our donation station and our merch store. Going to be changing the donation station over to Patreon soon enough. Haven't done that yet, but it will be done because I know a lot of people are saying it's a little bit difficult in getting the donations through Buy Me a Coffee. So they said go to Patreon. So I will listen to the community that is sitting there telling me that, and I will switch over to that soon enough. And again, merch store, that's just like donating to us, except you get something pretty cool in the end. So I think you'd like that as well. Thank you so very much for all your support and all your help here, ladies and gentlemen, that you do here. Let me go ahead and fix these timeouts because I didn't get the timeouts back correct, and that's bad. Got to do that. Because that's it. The Eagles do have timeouts. They have the full complement. Windy day in Philadelphia, 38 degrees. Wind northwest at 22 miles an hour. We've got some talking back and forth pregame there between the Niners and the Eagles. Bad blood, two teams that do not like each other. East Coast, West Coast. It's the 90s rap battles all over again. Who will emerge victorious? Will it be the Niners? Will it be the Eagles? Will we just have another fantastic and wonderful playoff game here on Wild Card Weekend? We're going to find out. Crafty in the chat says, I'd visit your links, but I'm not a Zelda fan. Why did it take me so long to fucking get that? Son of a bitch. I hate you so much, Crafty. I love you, but I hate you. God damn it. Crafty says, oh, you said, I'm just going to do what I want. Yeah, we just watched Liam Cohen kind of make that same mistake. Yeah, true. I think if Jacksonville just runs the ball more, they can run more time off the clock. They were running the ball really well. It strikes me as odd why they would just stop running the ball. By the way, they said this game was kicking off at 4:30. It is 4:35 currently. I just want to point that out. Crafty says it's like the 90s rap battle, but without the unsolved murders. Oh, they've been solved. We know. Everybody kind of knows. We know, and whether anybody's actually been brought to justice, I think there might. Isn't there something right now with Tupac's killer where they got him, and he's facing charges now finally after 30 goddamn years. But like there was that, But it's also kind of known. Plus, we all know Diddy had a lot to do with that shit. Like it's all. We know, everybody kind of knew, but didn't know, but knew. Yeah, let's be serious. Unsolved, but kind of solved. Amazing. Oh, there's 4:30. This game's kicking off at 4:30. Trust us, ladies and gentlemen. 4:30 is the kickoff. 4:30. Look at that. 4:30. We're gonna kick this game off at 4:30. It is now currently 4:36. That's the one thing I'll give soccer, man. Soccer says they're kicking off at 3 p.m. They are kicking off at 3 p.m. on the dot. It's not, game starts at 4:30, but then we're going to start the pregame ceremonies, and then we're going to start the national anthem, and then we're going to start everything else. And then by the time it's 15, 20 minutes later, it's 4:45, 4:50, then the game starts. No. Soccer is, kickoff's at 3 o'clock. All that shit happens from like 2:30 onwards, and then at 3 o'clock, that's the kick. That's how they got to start doing this shit, because this is nonsense. If I knew it was going to be this long, I would have continued my break. I would have set this to 4:45 because that's apparently the real kickoff. Crafty says, if only soccer would keep its word about not sucking. I like soccer. And apparently I like bad soccer because I am a Tottenham Hotspur fan. So or supporter. I'm sorry. I'm a big Spurs supporter. I really rally for the boys when they're on the pitch. Chip, chip, cheerio. Or pip, pip, cheerio. Whatever. Whatever those fucking limeys say. I have no idea. I'm trying to curse less. We know you're Fox Sports. Just kick the goddamn game off. Just more commercials. You said 4:30. Kick the goddamn game off. Now I know how upset you are, Crafty, with my intros. I get it. Paul says, go Everton. Up the toffees there. Aaron Andrews dressed like fucking Nanook of the North here. Fun fact, Evan Andrews' coat there made from all the skinned raccoons from down in South Philadelphia. Yesterday, they were eating trash. Today, they are covering Evan Andrews, keeping her nice and warm there on this cold and windy Philadelphia Sunday afternoon. Crafted the chest says apparently they had trouble removing a. I did see that, yeah. I also see they got the people with the signs in the crowd, got the Eagles logo there. Looks like it says "Go Birds." Go Birds! Go Birds! Go Birds! You from Delco? Go Birds! There it is. Go Birds! ELS in the chat just hits us with the straight up go 49ers. And we see Brock Purdy warming up there on the sideline. Who's going to get the ball first here? We are at 4:41 now. This game was supposed to kick off at 4:30. I just want to point that out there. They said 4:30. This is why you don't have all that extraneous bullshit before the game. Looks like the Eagles are going to have to kick the ball off here, as they have won the toss and have elected to defer to the second half. So the Niners will get the opening possession of the game. Finally getting ready to get underway. Thank God. We finally have a whistle. Kick is away. Holy shit, at 4:42, 12 minutes after they said it was going to kick off. We finally have kickoff, and the Niners are going to return it to the 24-yard line and no further. Brian Robinson, with the return. 18-yard return for him, and the Niners set up on the 24. 1st and 10, San Francisco of Santa Clara. Brock Purdy in the huddle calling out the play. Play clock at 20. And you have plenty of time. Plenty of time. They get up to the line. Brock Purdy under center. Kittle in motion. He goes from right to left. Pitch out here to CMC. CMC is going to cut up, and he's going to lose a yard. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11 coming up from the 23 for the San Francisco 49ers. Purdy in shotgun. Takes the snap. Throws deep over the middle. Caught! Oh, and he's gone! Oh, the Eagles are falling all over the place. To the 25, to the 20, down to the 15. Oh, my! Unbelievable. Demarcus Robinson, 61-yard catch. 44 yards were yards after catch. Oh, my. Demarcus Robinson just made the Eagles look foolish. They marked it down at the 16. 1st and 10. CMC carries. No gain. 2nd and 10. Oh, wow. Paul in the chat says, wow. And just like that, the Niners are in the red zone. 2nd and 10 from the Eagles 16 after no gain from CMC. Oh, no. Oh, no. 2nd and 10. Purdy back. Has time. Throws again over the middle. That's going to be up in the air and caught. And that's going to be Christian McCaffrey. 1st and goal from the 5 for the 49ers. 1st down. And the Niners are already just 5 yards away from pay dirt. Use check in motion. Handoff to CMC. He's going to get it up to the 2-yard line. From what it appears, it's going to be a 3-yard run before he is stopped. 2nd and goal from the 2 for the 49ers. .12:02, 12:01, 12 minutes here in the 1st quarter. San Francisco, 2nd and goal from the 2. Fake pitches, back, caught. Robinson, touchdown, 49ers. And they are already on the board with 6. Demarcus Robinson, he had that 61-yard play that put the Niners all the way down on the Eagles' 15-yard line. And he finishes off the drive with getting that 2-yard touchdown pass in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. 49ers, 6-0, pending the extra point. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. And that is a 7-0 lead for the 49ers. Real early in Philadelphia. Quieted the crowd down just a little bit. ELS says, let's go 49ers. It's time to send Jimbo's Eagles out of the playoffs. ELS, now that his Packers have lost, is in full schadenfreude. If he can't be happy, he wants everybody else to be miserable, including Jimbo. ELS then said, King, how much do you want the 49ers to win by? I don't care. I picked the 49ers to win, so them winning would be good. I don't care about that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing the whole I hope they crush them. I don't care. Just the Eagles being out of the playoffs would be fine as far as that goes. Being a Giants fan, as a Giants fan, not as a broadcaster. As a broadcaster, I have no biases one way or another. I just hope for a good game, an entertaining game like we've had for the last 3. We've had 3 very good games. I hope we have another very good playoff game here. As a Giants fan here, for, putting that hat on, as you will, doesn't matter. Tis not a concern of how the Eagles lose, only that they do lose. That is really what you're looking for there. Much like Tom Grossi over there with his Green Bay Packers, how he has the what he calls them, the purple incarnation of Satan or whatever. When it comes to the Minnesota Vikings, that team that he just cannot stand, he hates more than anything in the world. He hates the Minnesota Vikings. That is the same way it is with the Eagles. So, but again, as you see, when Tom calls games, he's very good, non-partial, very good, calls it down the middle, as you should. And that's what I do here as well. But as the fan that I am of the Giants, 'tis not a matter of how they lose, just that they do lose. Paul says, 'tis not a concern. Exactly. 'Tis not a concern of how they lose, just that they do. I feel like Korn there from Warhammer. Does not matter from where the blood flows, just that it does. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throw. Look at that. What a great pass there from Purdy. ALS in the chat says, what a season for the Jacksonville Jaguars, AFC South champions at 13-4. Liam Cohen's very first season as the coach there, so great progress there. Career high in passing touchdowns, rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence as well. I think, Liam Cohen, right coach, right place, right job. I think the Jaguars are going to be very good for years to come. Paul says Jag season is over. Nobody cares. Paul, the resident Colts fan, I don't give a shit. Screw the season's over. They're at home just like everybody else now. Screw them. Eagles on the kickoff, returning to the 35 to the 36. Bouncing in and out there is a Covey. Britton Covey. Oh, Britton. Hey, little Britton boy. I remember him. And they got it all the way up to the 37. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Their first possession of the game. Paul says, yes, exactly. 100%. Do I drink too much coffee? I think so. 1st and 10. Jalen Hurts starting under center. Barkley in the backfield. A.J. Brown to the left. Smith to the right. Handoff here to Barkley. Barkley's going to get 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8 up at the 39 for the Eagles. Eagles break the huddle, and they get to the line. Hurts in shotgun. He's got trips to his left and Saquon in the backfield. They take the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Saquon again, and he's going to break this one loose to the 50, to the 45, 40, 35, down to the 31-yard line. 1st down, Eagles. That's a 29-yard run there for Saquon Barkley. They're going to mark him out at the 32. So just like that, Saquon Barkley says, oh, it is my turn to answer. And if Saquon's going to have that kind of game, we're looking at a different kind of game here now. The Eagles have broken another Johnson on their offensive line. He's come out. First and 10 from the 32. Handoff to Saquon. He's going to get a 5-yard gain there up the middle. Down to the Niners' 27-yard line. 2nd and 5 upcoming. ELS letting us know here that the Raiders have requested permission to interview Panthers defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero. Ejiro Evero? That's a great name. For their head coaching vacancy. And at the Panthers, also Ikem Ekwonu. He suffered a ruptured patellar tendon during last night's game, and he's going to need surgery, and it's going to threaten the start of the season next year at least. Jalen Hurts throws. That's going to be caught by A.J. Brown. That's good for 10 yards. And Johnson is coming back into the game here for the Eagles, so he's returned, not that bad of an injury. 1st and 10, Eagles from the Niners' 17-yard line. This might be a slug. This could be a Niners-Bears slugfest from a couple weeks ago. Play action. Hurts is going to throw. He gets that down to, is that Goddard? Indeed it is. Goddard gets 4 yards on the pass play. 2nd and 6 from the 13-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. ELS says, man, we need another Johnson. It's okay. ELS also in the chat says the Browns now have requested an interview with Rams passing game coordinator Nate Scheelhaase. Scheelhaase? That's a great name. 2nd and 6 from the 13. Devontae Smith, kind of bit of an end around. He's going to get a couple yards on that. He's going to get 3 yards. That's going to be out at around the 10 is where they're going to mark them there. So 3rd and 3. Can the Niners defense hold the Eagles? And would then the Eagles then go for it on 4th down, or would they kick the field goal, take the points? We're going to find out here in just a moment. But you got to stop them first before the Eagles can go ahead and make a decision like that. Can the Niners do that? Can they show a little bit of defensive backbone? We're going to find out. 8:20 remaining here in the first quarter. 3rd and 3 from the 10. Trips to the left for Jalen. Jalen's going to hand this off to Saquon. Saquon's going to break some tackles. He slices, he dices, and it appears that he has himself a first down. And he does. They're going to mark that down as a 3-yard run. Gets down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for the Eagles. We might be having a shootout here, folks. We might be having a haymaker for haymaker heavyweight offensive matchup here where the defenses just say, hey, don't get in the way of a good time. 1st and goal, Eagles from the 7. Hurts is going to start off here underneath center. Going to be a pitch back here to Saquon. Saquon gets 3 yards. Marked them down at the 4. 2nd and goal for the Eagles. Approaching 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nick Sirianni, the man with the most punchable face in the game of football today. .650 in the first remaining. Under center again is Jalen. Goddard in motion. Handoff to Saquon. Saquon, they had him in the backfield, but he does slice his way down to the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 1. Here comes touchdown merchant Jalen Hurts. You know that. You know they're doing tush push. No, they're not doing tush-push formation here. Hand off to Goddard, and he's going to just bit right in there. Touchdown. Philadelphia Eagles. 1-yard run for Goddard. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game up. Nope. Not doing that. Not doing that. Not going to check links anymore. There we go. The extra point is doinked and no good. Oh, the Eagles miss the extra point and they still trail 7-6. Oh, will that come up big later in this game? Will that be a factor in this wild card playoff matchup? It might. It just might, as Jake Elliott has not been as precise with his kicks as I think Eagles fans wish he were. That's not terrible. I've seen worse ELS. By the way, this is what ELS was showing us. If I can... I might have to, yeah, let me try to fix this here. That's it. He's trying to show the score bug there at the bottom. That's apparently the new NBC score bug they're going to display after the for the Super Bowl this year. And so it looks, like I said, it's a little different from what they currently have now. It looks better. It looks better than what Fox did last year with just the big letters that look like ass. I haven't liked what CBS and Fox have done with their score bug. That's fine. I think that's fine. I like that actually. I like that. It's not bad. Bears standout linebacker T.J. Edwards, one of their leaders, suffered a fractured fibula and is out for the rest of the playoffs per Coach Ben Johnson. That's coming from our good friend ELS there in the chat. If you want to join us in the chat, by the way, come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Everybody there is available. And to say hi, you can go ahead. If you do come in there, please make sure that you click on the live chat option and not the top chat option. Kick is away here. Niners are going to get that at about the 7-yard line, return it to the 20, to the 25, down at the 26-yard line, and that's where they're going to start. 1st and 10 at the 26 for the Niners. ELS says he agrees. He says, nice job by NBC. Simple, nice graphics. Just like mine. Simple and nice. Clearly defined. Like there, you just see now San Francisco has possession. You see the little the little light up thing there. Yeah, see, I might change that to maybe I'll do bright yellow for that to make a little differentiation. First and 10 from the 26 is going to be a pitch out to CMC. He gets up to about the 30. Good for a 4-yard run there. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Niners from the 30-yard line. Christian McCaffrey, 4 touches for only 6 yards so far. The Eagles have really seemed to key in on McCaffrey, saying we are not going to let him beat us. Purdy back to throw. He had Kittle there. No flag thrown. I thought he might have gotten there a little early, but the refs apparently are going to let them play. They say no flag, no interference. 3rd and 6 coming up. He's holding the back of him. He's all over. Oh, boy. He is looking back at the ball, I suppose, but he's got an arm around him. He was tugging on his jersey before. Third and 6 from the 30. Obviously, got to get to the 36 for a first down. Purdy takes the snap. Eagles showing pressure. Purdy throws. It's going to be caught, but it's going to be out of bounds. Robinson's going to be about 3 yards short, 4th and 3 from their own 33. And that would be suicide if you're the Niners, so they're going to punt the ball away. Snap. Punt is away. That was a really kind of weird, shanky punt there. Morstead punts that only about 35 yards, goes out of bounds at the Philadelphia 32-yard line. Only 35-yard punt. That is not good. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their 32. When we come back, 5:01 remaining in the first quarter. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports on this Sunday afternoon. Wild Card weekend, baby. Certainly hope you're enjoying it. It's been great games all around, all weekend long. It really has been fun, fantastic football. Again, we had the Rams and Panthers, had a banger of a game. Then, of course, last night you had the Bears and Packers, and An absolute classic. Then you had, again, the Bills and Jaguars with a great haymaker for haymaker kind of game today. Bills came out on top. Is this the Bills' year, chance to escape the AFC without the Chiefs in it? We're going to find out. And then, of course, we have this game now. Coming up after this, we have the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles traveling all the way to Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on the New England Patriots at Gillette Stadium. That crowd is going to be rocking. It's been a long time, for them anyway, that the Patriots have not been in the playoffs, have hosted a playoff game, anything of that nature. Now they're excited. They're back. It's going to get loud there in New England. How loud? We're going to find out. Will the Chargers be ready to go? Will Herbert pull an upset? Or will Drake May, possible NFL MVP Drake May, lead the Patriots to a victory today in the playoffs? We will find out. And then, of course, tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. Not that I agree with having playoff games on Monday night, but who am I to argue with billions of dollars spent by these corporations? You have the Texans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you don't want to miss any of that on here with your boy King, watching on Stay Tuned Sports, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not done so, or if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to let you know whenever the hell we go live. Cup of coffee. Rams should have won that game last year in Philadelphia, I'm telling you. Well, here we go now for the Eagles, starting at their own 32, 1st and 10. Hurts under center. He takes the snap. He's going to hand off here to Saquon. Saquon's going to get a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 33. Hendrickson on the stop. Clock is ticking down here. 4:40 remaining in the first quarter. Nick Sirianni showing a 6-3 career postseason record, and again, the most punchable face in football today. Second and 9. It's going to be, again, only seems like a yard. They're going to be generous and give him 2 yards there. Saquon Barkley off to the left side there. Only 2 yards. 3rd and 7 coming up. $3:52 remaining. Eagles break the huddle. Hurts back, looks, throws over the middle. Is that a catch? They say yes. Darius Cooper, 9-yard gain. Catch over the middle. That's going to be first down to the Eagles' 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Philly. So Eagles get a first down. Boy, that looked like the Eagles moved early, but there is no flag. Hurts throws. Oh, boy, I thought that was off the fingertips, but they're saying he caught that. A.J. Brown with his catch there off the fingertips. That's going to be 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2 now from the 48. As you see, the flags just a whipping there in Philadelphia. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He looks. He just chucks it down the field. Incomplete. He was looking for Goddard all the way down there. Would have been a nice hit and a pickup. It would have been close to like first and goal for them if they would have hit that. But they did not do so. So it is now 3rd and 2. I'm sure the Eagles are looking at it from a standpoint of, well, we can just give it to Saquon. It is indeed a handoff to Saquon, and he's got no gain. No gain. 4th and 2 upcoming for the Eagles. Ooh, this is the. Do you do? It would be a long tush push to do that. Fourth and 2. The Eagles are going to go for it. Saquon goes out wide. It is an empty backfield for Jalen Hurts. He's got trips to the right. Play clock at 5, at 4, at 3, at 2, at 1. There's the snap. Jalen Hurts looks, throws, and knocked away. Incomplete. Turnover on downs for the 49ers. And with that, the 49ers now have the ball at great field position at their own 48. 1st and 10, San Francisco when they come back here. The defense holds. The defense holds. Why is the chat so quiet? Let me restart the chat. Maybe something's wrong with it. Sometimes that happens. Or maybe it's just quiet. Maybe just nobody's in there. That could be, too. Who wants to listen to me yammering myself all day? Oh, yeah, participants, it's just me. Just yammering to myself. But if you are watching along and just aren't in the chat, thank you so much for doing so. Again, my name is King. We're hanging out here on Stay Tuned Sports on this wild card weekend. I certainly hope that you're enjoying your time on this great. I mean, the next month or so is football holiday. We know that. You got the college football national championship coming up. You've got, obviously, the NFL playoffs and then Super Bowl coming up. We've got Olympic hockey, maybe, coming up if they can finish the goddamn arena. We don't know how that's going to turn out. Not only was that knocked away, but that was indeed almost an interception. Upton Stout. What a great name that is. I think I mentioned that before. Why does this keep on changing on me? Stop moving. I want it on my stats. Leave it on the goddamn stats. Boy, wind is starting to kick up here, too. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. We had power out earlier, apparently, in the day here in northeast New Jersey. The Niners have gained 22 yards on all 8 other plays they've had, other than the one that went 61 yards. Trips to the left for Purdy. He takes the snap on first down. He hands it off to CMC. He cannot find any room. Gain of a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 49 of the 49ers. Second down and 9. Thrown in and out of the hands of Jawan Jennings. 3rd and 9 coming up for the 49ers. Under a minute here in Philadelphia in the first quarter. .55 remaining. 3rd and 9 from their own 49 for the 49ers. Purdy in shotgun. McCaffrey in the backfield with him. Purdy steps back. He steps up into the pocket. Now he rolls out to his left. Can't find anybody open. He pulls it down. He's going to duck and run, but only gets 2 yards. And so he gets it to the Eagles 49, but it's 4th and 7. Niners have to punt. So they get the stop on the Eagles, but then they can do nothing with the ball except gain 3 yards on 3 downs. And the 49ers now will punt. Oh, that punt hits at the 1 and then goes backwards, is down at the 6. Great punt by the Niners. Morstead did a little bit better than he did on that first punt he had. Didn't go in the end zone. Didn't get a touchback. Down at the 6. So that is where the Eagles will start off. 8 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So, you know this. They're doing a commercial now. Then they're going to come back from this commercial. Oh, but it's a double screen. It's still a commercial. They have a commercial here. They're going to come back, run one play, then go right back to commercial because it's the end of the quarter. So, yay. Listen, I am an American capitalist, 1,000%. Do not get it wrong. I will never be any kind of like one of those commie nuts. Oh, yeah, too much. I get it. But when it comes to, like, especially with the sports here, and especially like college football, the amount of commercials they put on that shit, too much. You got to dial that shit back. You gotta make some rules about that shit. If you're the NFL, if you're college football, start making some rules here. 1st and 10 from the 6. Hurts throws. That's going to be caught by A.J. Brown. He goes out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that is where they will start the second quarter. 2nd and 3 for the Eagles from their own 13-yard line coming up here. First quarter done. Second quarter in Philadelphia coming up again. See, they're going to go right back to another commercial. Right back to another commercial. Just checking Twitter here, or X, depending on how you want to look at it. Crafty in the chat says Liam Cohen watching his games like back-to-back run plays? Is that allowed? Well, that's the thing, is Liam Cohen, like when they did those 2 runs with, what was his name? Bayshawn Tootle? Or Bayshaw Tootle? He got 47 yards on 3 straight run plays. They went from the 50 to the 3-yard line on 3 running plays. And then they didn't use him again at all. And they didn't run plays like that again at all. Why? Like, that's the thing I don't understand. That's one of the things I really, truly don't understand. Crafty's like, 97D chess. Crafty wondering, did each team go home after their opening drive? I was going to say, it's kind of quieted down after it seemed like it was going to be shootout city. Now the defenses actually did show up here a little bit. But here we go. Starting to, I'm sorry. Why did I say third quarter? Second quarter. 2nd and 3 from the 13 for the Eagles. Handoff to Saquon. And Saquon's got the first down and more. He's down to about the 19. I'm going to call that a 7-yard run. That's a first down for the Eagles, 6 or 7. Don't say it. But it moves the chains. Though they give him to the 20, so it is a 7-yard gain. Hurts and shotgun. Moves up to the line, calling out protections. We see Kendricks moving across the camera lens there. Hurts, play clock under 5, 3, 2. They get the snap off. Hurts throws. That's going to be caught by A.J. Smith, and that's going to be just short of the first down by inches. It's going to be second and a very short one coming up here for the Eagles at their own 29-yard line. He says this game went from Dodge City to Sleepy Hollow. I don't know, Sleepy Hollow, you deal with a headless horseman. That's going to be something there. Saquon gets the handoff. That's a first down, 5-yard gain. Moves it up to the 34. First and 10, Eagles. Eagles get right back up to the line. They are not huddling. They're doing a little bit, not hurry up, but they're doing a very fast-paced offensive tempo here. Up-tempo. Dotson in motion. Hurts and shotgun. Oh, they are confused. They have no idea what's going on. Jalen doesn't know what's going on. Play clock at 2. At 1, they do get it off. They do get everybody set. Throws and just throws that out of bounds, does Jalen Hurts. They didn't. That was. He was talking about White Castle sliders or something, and then all the other Eagles got excited. They were like, "Ooh, sliders, let's go!" Everybody wanted a slider, but they couldn't get one because they're in a football game. And so they all remember that, went back to their positions. They were able to get set, but the play just never seemed to have a chance from the jump. So incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 34. Crafty says, Hurts just tried to bean the ref. He was just aiming for the ref's head. Hurts throws, gets it away. He gets that off to Dotson, but out of the back. I'm sorry, is that Dotson? No, that wasn't Dotson. That was Devontae Smith. Sorry about that. I think I called him A.J. Smith before. Oh, I mix. I'm merging him and Brown together. It's like, oh my God, it's A.J. Smith. No, that was Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. I got to remember that. No gain, no 3rd and 10. Yeah, that windy day, that garbage starts whipping around Philadelphia. And by garbage, I mean the Eagles. Oh, I'm terrible. Well, we've got flags before this snap even happened. And that's going to be the first flag of the game. With 12:19 in the second quarter. First flag of the game. And it's going to be a false start on the Philadelphia Eagles. Boy, look at those goalposts. They are a tay-tay in the wind right there. Crafty says, channeling your inner Al Michaels. In what way? In what way am I channeling Al Michaels? In that I'm great? In that I'm one of the greatest to ever do it? 3rd and 15. Hurts throws over the middle. He's got Devontae Smith, but I think he's short. It is going to be about half a yard short. This is tush-push area if there ever was for the Eagles. And indeed it is. 4th and 1 at the 43. There's a 13-yard pass there from Hurts to Devontae Smith. Yeah, you know what it is. We all know what it is. And there we are, tush-push formation for the Eagles. And that is going to be good. '49ers taking a timeout here out of nowhere. 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Niners take their first timeout. Not sure why. I guess maybe if the Eagles were kind of doing a little bit of up tempo, but I didn't think it was that up tempo. Oh, Miranda Lambert's going to be playing before the Daytona 500, so I might watch Miranda Lambert, but I'm not watching the Daytona 500. I'd watch Miranda Lambert. Hate to see her go, but love to watch her leave, man. That's all I'm saying. Oh, my God, it's so misogynistic. I'm terrible. This is a terrible channel, people. You should never watch us here. But if you are, thank you so very much. And if you do like us here, which you shouldn't, please hit that like button, hit that share button, and, of course, as always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet or this is your first time here. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 46-yard line after the tush-push got them the first down. Hurts under center. Going to be a toss back here to Barkley. Barkley cuts it up the field, and he is tackled right at the 50-yard line. So that's a gain of about 4, 2nd and 6 upcoming. And the winds in Philadelphia are just, they are just murdering the blue tent. The blue tents just never stood a chance. As they go back to show us the goalposts moving. They should go back to the H goalposts. The Y's, it just seems too unstable, man. Give us the H's back. 2nd and 6 from the 50. Smith in motion. Hurts throws it to Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley does a little skip, hop, jump, and he breaks a couple tackles, and he gets it all the way down to the 30. That's a gain of 20 yards. Yeah, I was really saying 19 yards there, stat tracker. Yeah, that's a 20-yard gain if you got down to the 30 and they were at the 50. That kind of is just how math works. 20-yard gain for Saquon. First down, Eagles. Trips to the right here for Hurts in shotgun. He's going to hand this off to Bigsby. And Bigsby gets about 4 yards on that carry. 2nd and 6 from the 26 of the Niners. Eagles moving the ball here. Eagles converted the 4th and 1 with a tush-push earlier on in this drive. Eagles have had the ball here for 6 minutes and 10 seconds, 11 plays. This is the 12th. Handoff again. That's Bigsby, and that's going to be right up the middle. And he's going to be down at about the 16 or 17-yard line there of the Niners. Doesn't really matter because it is a first down, Eagles. So from the 17 is where they officially mark him. This is going to be a handoff here to Bigsby again. And he gets down to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 3 upcoming. Bigsby putting in some work here for the Eagles in his time, giving Saquon a rest. And if your replacement can do that, you're in pretty good shape. You know what I mean? So the Eagles now, 2nd and 3 from the Niners 10. Robert Salah on the sidelines, wondering, boy, what do I got to do to get my defense to work here? I don't know, Robert, but you better pull something out of your ass. Hand off to Saquon. Saquon tries to cut up the right side and cannot, and is stopped for negative yardage, 2-yard loss there for Saquon Barkley. That's going to be 3rd down and 5, all the way back at the Niners 12 now. Crafty says, running right up the middle, a.k.a. the Ron Jeremy way. Yeah, but I guess it's kind of Ron Jeremy way, too, because they're doing it whether or not the Niners really want them to or not. So, because Ron Jeremy's in jail for sexual assault, you see. 3rd and 5. This is going to be another handoff to Saquon, and he's going to get it down to the 9. It's 4th and 2 for the Eagles. They are going to forego the field goal attempt, and they're huddling up. They're going to go for it here. They do not trust Jake Elliott. And you can kind of understand why. You can understand the reason why. He's kind of shit the bed the last couple times. But 4th and 2, Eagles line up. Goddard in motion. Hurts in shotgun. Smith in motion. Handoff. Nope. It's going to be a keeper. Thrown. Caught by Goddard. Touchdown, Eagles. Goddard's 2nd of the game, and the Eagles take the lead. No, wait a minute. We've got a flag. Whoa, bring it back. Ineligible player downfield on the Eagles. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down. Oh, no. Disaster for the Eagles. They had it. It was a touchdown, and then they said illegal man downfield, which I hate that. They're going to say more than a yard. And now they're picking it up. What kind of nonsense is... When have they ever done that before for the illegal man downfield? Oh, the fix is in. The fix is in for Philly. They've never picked up a flag ever for illegal man downfield, and now they do? Out of nowhere? Get bent. Oh, what nonsense. What nonsense. Snap, hold. That one, that was drifting, but it does go through for Elliott. And it is a 13-7 lead. You had a legal man downfield. The man was more than a yard downfield, not engaged, and they pick up the flag. I've seen other calls for illegal man downfield that were far more egregious than that they did not pick up. But they do it for the Eagles in the playoffs. Get absolutely bent. Eat shit, refs. There you go. Fuck the refs. Hoodies and T-shirts. They're available right now at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store. bit.ly/Stay Tuned merch. I'm so perturbed right now that I almost forgot the goddamn address for the merch. But it's bit.ly/Stay Tuned merch. Links are in the top of the chat and in the description below. We have a bunch of stuff there, but also there, and probably appropriate for right now. Fuck the refs. Hoodies and T-shirts available. Comes pre-pixelated, so you don't have to worry about breaking any of your local obscenity laws or anything like that. But fuck the refs. Hoodies and T-shirts available. bit.ly/Stay Tuned merch, or in the links in the top of the chat and in the description. Unbelievable. Crafty says the fix is in for Philly, using the PH there for the fix. So the PHIX, the fix is in, PHOR for Philly. Very nice, very nice. And if you were in the chat, I wouldn't even have to say that. You could see that and enjoy the funniness. Because when you have to explain a joke, it kind of loses its funniness. Crafty says the refs just wanted to leave Philadelphia alive. Perhaps. Perhaps. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Absolute nonsense call there to pick you. Here's the thing that bothers me. I don't mind flags getting picked up. But of all the illegal man downfield penalties I've seen, and a lot of them to me have been egregious flags of just like the guy's toe was a little bit over where it's supposed to be. Up, throw the flag, and they don't pick those up. Here, where it's clear he's more than a yard downfield and not engaged, and they pick up the flag, wow. Wow. Eat shit. Eat absolute shit on that. So what you're saying is that there's no real... That is not a great flag pickup. I don't know what the hell this asshole on Fox is talking about. He wasn't engaged. He was off the... Yeah, eat shit. Eat shit, Dean Blandino. Unbelievable. So the Niners get the kick. And they're going to get it up to about the 23-yard line. So that's where they'll start off. 1st and 10 for the Niners from the 23. Oh, by the way, the Eagles do have 13 points. So there we go. Paul in the chat says, ladies and gentlemen, our neutral announcer. Yes. I'm very neutral. I'm super neutral. If this was any other team, I would still be very upset. Because, again, those down the field, those illegal man downfield penalties piss me off so very much. But if you're going to do, like, again, all I asked for is consistency. And on that one, they didn't give it. 1st and 10, throw to Kittle there from Purdy. And Kittle is slow to get up. Oh, God damn it. And now Kittle appears to be hurt. He's trying to, it looks like he might have a stinger. It looks like he's trying to move his fingers. Sorry, Taylor, get out of the way. Looks like he's trying to move his fingers. So we'll see. There's going to be an injury. Oh, no, he's grabbing the back of his ankle. Oh, no. God damn it. Not great news if you're a 49ers fan. So it's a 5-yard gain. Is Kittle's ankle okay? It looked, for the second there, it looked like he was like doing this with his hands, trying to feel, like I was like, oh, he's got maybe a stinger or something. But then on that replay, you could see on the slow-mo, he grabs back towards his ankle. So that just might have been oh no, God, please don't be the Achilles. Please don't be the Achilles. Please don't be the Achilles. Well, we're going to find out here real quick. By the way, yeah, that was a stat that I had forgotten about. That it was 33 years since the Bills had won a road playoff game. A lot of that was because they missed the playoffs for so many goddamn years. But the Eagles' 8-game postseason road losing streak is over, as Josh Allen now has his first postseason road win in his NFL career with that thriller in Jacksonville. Crafty says in the chat, if you're keeping score, it's the Eagles 6, the 49ers 7, and the refs 7. I agree. They're bringing out the cart for Kittle. So the Niners are going to lose Kittle, and from what it appears, it's going to have something to do with the ankle. Whether it's an Achilles, whether it's a sprain, I don't know. But the fact is, if it was a sprain, it'd be one thing, but he's getting carted off. Oh, and you see it. You see it. You see the snap. It's the Achilles. The Achilles snapped on him. Kittle's out. Kittle's out for the rest. If the Niners win, they're out for the. He's out for the rest of the playoffs. Trips to the left here for the Niners, but Kittle, again, it's not confirmed, but from what I can see, the evidence that I've seen, it's in a snapped Achilles. Caught over the middle by Jennings, down to the 40, down to the 35, to the 30. Finally pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line. First down, 49ers, deep in Philadelphia territory at the 26. But you saw that telltale calf wobble. When he went to go down, and you saw the blah, 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 and then you saw him pick the leg up, and he never put pressure on it again. That's an Achilles. Son of a bitch if you're a Niners fan. And as usual, the Eagles, with their dirty play, have injured yet another 49er. They did so a couple of years ago against Purdy in the NFC Championship game, and now they've done so again with their evil devil magic and getting Kittle injured. CMC out of the backfield, gets it down to the 20-yard line. 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 from the 20. .430 remaining in the second. Niners in the huddle. Play clock down to 13, to 12, to 11. 4:20 in the second. Smoke him if you got it. Use check in motion. Purdy under center. Use check in motion again. It's going to be a pitch back here to CMC. He finds a seam, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down, 3rd and 1 from the 17-yard line of the Eagles. Crafty says Kittle was injured by the cheating Eagles turf. Yeah, the Eagles got that weird kind of hybrid turf. It's like a little bit of turf, but it's also grass. It's like a weird thing. It's whatever it is. It's clear the Eagles' satanic evil magic that they have there in Broad Street in South Philadelphia there, along with the Flyers and all the other teams there, the Phillies, I suppose. Hand off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey seems like he stumbled. And, yeah, he's going to, lost half a yard. It's going to be 4th and 2 now. Yeah, it's a loss there for the Niners as McCaffrey stumbled as he took the handoff. And the Niners say, screw it, we're going for it. Oh, Purdy clipped his heel as they were handing off there. Jesus. Well, here we go. 4th and 2 for the 49ers from the Eagles' 18. And the Niners are going to take their second timeout of the half. Crafty says, I'm glad you forgot. I didn't forget. The Eagles have 13 points. Whenever there's 13 or 22, anywhere, whether it's mentioned if they're on the 13-yard line, 22-yard line, anything like that, Taylor stays on the screen. Because her favorite number is 13, and obviously the song she had is 22. Yeah, 22. So I just said, you know what? That's what we're going to do. If there's ever a 13 or 22, Taylor goes on the screen, and I like it. I like what we have there. Crafty says, can't you use AI to animate that image of Taylor so she's narrating the stream? I'm not gonna become a VTuber with Taylor as my avatar. We're not doing that. Could you imagine having Taylor Swift there and hearing my voice come out of it? That's nightmare fuel. No. Nope, the Niners changed their mind. They said, screw it, we're going to go for a field goal and make it a 3-point game here. So Pinheiro, snap, hold, kick. It is up. It is good. And the Niners pull within 3, 10-13. 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the second quarter as we see Kittle getting off the cart, and he is requiring assistance. Yeah, that's an Achilles. That's an Achilles. And not only that, Crafty, Taylor said that she doesn't like anybody using the AI. Now, granted, I may have used one of the, was it Copilot? I don't know if I used Copilot or Grok to put the Santa suit on her for the holidays, but that was for the holidays. You know what I mean? But Crafty says, can't use AI to modify the voice as well. I'm sure probably somewhere you could, but I think that costs money to do so, and I'm not paying money for AI. Like I said, I know AI's here. AI is part of the world. Even as a graphic artist, I have an understanding of, boy, there's other people out there that are screaming like, if you use AI, you're evil. It's like, listen, I'm sorry. Like it's just, unfortunately, it's here. It is what it is, and we're gonna all have to adapt to it, whether you think that's going to cost jobs or not, or whatever. Like that's what people are going to do. It just makes more cost-effective sense in a lot of aspects. And again, two of the things that I absolutely love that I have a passion for in radio and in graphic arts, both not the best places to be right now if you're a graphic artist or if you're into communications and radio. Not the best time to be really passionate about either one of those things. But it is what it is. So, like, you try to use it in some spots, I think. Like if you're doing like a quick, like an Instagram post or something where you want a quick background for something, or you want to put a quick thing up there, I think that's fine for it. I don't mind that. Some people lose their mind even on that. Like, oh my God, how could you do that? How could you do AI? You're fucking terrible. It's like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to sit there and spend $500 or $1,000 asking somebody for one Instagram graphic that'll be used once and you'll see? Or are you going to go ahead and just be like, all right, I'll type in a fucking thing. I'll type in my own thing, and it's 1, 2, 3. It's a quick thing. It's like people are going to choose that over everything. If you do that too much, if you do that where you're just like, I don't want to, I'm going to do that too much. How dare you? I'm going to boycott it or whatever. Like, then people just aren't going to use it. On my charge, this is what I'm going to charge. This is what I do, and this is where I have my thing. Okay, that's fine, but then nobody's going to use you. And that's the reason why people are then going to go to AI. And then you're going to scream, oh my God, you're putting people out of work. It's like, all right, yeah, but if you keep on trying to overprice yourself and there's an easier option out there, people are always going to choose the easier option. I'm not trying to sit there and justify it. I'm just telling you that's how the world works. That's how everything works. That's going to be a touchback on the kickoff. Eagles going to get it at the 35. And not only that, Crafty, would you really want me to use AI to alter this buttery, smooth, sultry voice that you're listening to right now? I don't think so. You love this voice. You love this voice. And we all love looking at Taylor as well. We all love looking at Taylor as well. So you get the best of both worlds. You get to look at Taylor, you get to hear my voice. It's all fantastic. 1st and 10 from the 35. Hurts under center. Takes the snap here. This is going to be a handoff to Saquon. Saquon bowls his way up to the 41-yard line for a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4. Aaron Andrews reporting about what Nick Sirianni says. I got to tell you what, Aaron, I don't care about what Nick Sirianni says because he's got a very, very, very punchable face. 2nd and 4 from the 41. Hurts under center. Play action towards Saquon. He steps back. Big ball from Jalen. Incomplete. Looking for A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown is now on the ground. Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe it is the Philadelphia turf. I don't know. Oh, he gets up. He's walking it off. Okay. Everybody in Philadelphia had a collective gasp and now a collective sigh of relief after that. It looks like I think he just got stepped on weird. He's walking. He seems to be walking okay. He is okay. 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. Hurts in shotgun. Smith in motion. We've got flags down, and that's going to be a full start on the Eagles. So that moving back 5 more yards, going to make it 3rd and 9. Fred Johnson called A.J. Brown back on the field now after that penalty. 3rd and 9 from the 36 for the Eagles. Hurts. Deep throw. Going for Brown again and off the fingertips. Incomplete. Oh, he had him. And Brown had it on the fingertips. He had one fingertip grab earlier in this game, but that one he was unable to grab that in. Oh, just missed. And you see he's upset with himself. He knows he had that one. But it's going to be 4th and 9, and the Eagles will now punt. 2:02 remaining. So the clock will stop after this punt with the 2-minute warning. That bounced off an Eagle, I think. I think that bounced off an Eagle, so the Niners could pick it up and do whatever they want with it. They got it up to the 23-yard line. Oh, and A.J. Brown yelling at Sirianni. Oh, look at A.J. Brown. Oh, there's a little bit of drama. Is this the crack in Philadelphia? Well, I mean, Philadelphia's got a lot of crack, don't get me wrong. But is this the crack in the Eagles Foundation? Is there going to be drama? Is there going to be problems? Is this the downfall of the Philadelphia Eagles? Could be. Might be. But we'll see. I'm going to try a project here. I'm going to see if I can actually make something like this work. I doubt it, but you never know. I'm interested now in seeing what technology can actually do. So we're at the 2-minute warning. There's 1:51 left, even though it is the 2-minute warning. They're going back showing this A.J. Brown miss. It is just out of his reach, off the fingertips. Oh, Sirianni went up there and was yelling at him. Oh, there's a little back and forth. Now, A.J. Brown, wow. So, is he saying he maybe ran the wrong route? Is he maybe saying something like that? Oh, A.J. Brown's got that. He's got a pouty face. A.J. Brown's got a pouty face. First and 10 for the Niners. McCaffrey, they're going to say 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up from the 27. Niners only have 1 timeout remaining. Paul in the chat says, this country is 35 years past peak intelligence. AI can't arrive fast enough. Paul wants the Terminator to happen. Paul's sitting there like, man, the quicker this happens, the better. Let's all be honest. Purdy escapes the pressure. Not that time, though. Sacked all the way back at the 22-yard line.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And now the Eagles take it their first time out. Trying to save some time for themselves. That is now 3rd and 11. Losing 5 yards there, 5-yard sack on a 2nd and 6. Math works. Does make 3rd and 11. Paul says, listen, I manage employees, some of which are the younger generation. Enough said. I'll tell you what, Gen Alpha seems to be, and even some portions of Gen Z, but Gen Alpha is really starting to seem like it's on an uprise. We're on a right trajectory here. 3rd and 11, Purdy back. We've got a flag down throw, and it's going to be caught. But what's the flag? Offsides, lined up in the neutral zone on the Eagles. Penalties declined, and that is indeed a first down. 15-yard pass there to Demarcus Robinson from Brock Purdy. So 1:07 remaining. Niners still have one timeout. They are up at the 37-yard line. Man in motion, trips now to the right here for Purdy. He steps back, steps up into the pocket, throws. Looks like a little miscommunication here between him and McCaffrey. Incomplete, 2nd and 10, 1:02 remaining. According to ESPN metrics, the Eagles currently sit at a 63.5% chance to win this game. Play clock at 4, at 3, at 2, at 1, at 0. And the Niners have to take their last time out. And Juwan Jennings is absolutely apoplectic with that mistake from the 49ers. Paul says, yeah, I agree. Gen Alpha reminds me of my generation, which is Gen X. They appear to be on the right track. So, yeah, Jennings, man, he was trying to direct traffic there, was pissed. Now Jennings is in motion here. 2nd and 10. No timeouts for the Niners. Purdy throws. Incomplete. He was looking for Malik Turner. Could not connect the pass there. 3rd and 10 from their own 37. 57 seconds remaining. You got to catch that ball, man. That's how you don't get targeted the rest of the game. So now the crowd is in full throat at 3rd and 10. The Niners are on their own 37-yard line. There is 57 seconds remaining. Purdy steps back to throw in an empty backfield. He pump fakes. Now he throws. Cut! And down to the 50-yard line. Jake Tungus. And that's going to be a first down for the Niners. Clock is ticking, though. They have no timeouts. 14-yard gain. Purdy steps back, throws. He connects there with McCaffrey. Good for 5 yards, but it's in the field of play. 28, 27, 26, 25. The clock is ticking. Niners trying to get lined up here. 20 seconds, 19, 18. They are just draining clock here. 15, 14, 13. Oh, my God. Purdy throws. That one just finally goes out. That's what you get up to the line and clock the ball. Now there's only 8 seconds left. Just get to the line and clock the ball. What are you doing? Wasted so much time. Oh. The Niners, man, just wasting an opportunity there. They wasted 20 seconds on nothing. Eagles, they are going to take a timeout here. And that'll mark them down to 1 timeout remaining. I don't know. That's got to be a call from that's Shanahan. I'm not sure if I put that on Purdy or Shanahan. It's like, oh, well, if you get this, run up to the line and run another play. Nah, man. In that situation where you have no timeouts, clock that ball. Clock the goddamn ball. Save yourself some time. Time is the most important thing. And not only that, but then they get down there, they complete the pass. And then when they got everybody running back, now they're still trying to run motions and what the hell are you doing? Just line up and go. Like, it just wasted so much time. 8 seconds. 3rd and 5. Purdy's going to pull it down and run it himself. And now he runs it out of bounds. It drops the ball. Nope. They say he's out of bounds, first down, with 1 second left. Where are they? They're on the Eagles' 37-yard line. Yeah, that's a fumble out of bounds. And that's going to end the half because as they do that, they're going to say they have to wind the clock. It'll be a 10-second runoff since there's only 1 second left on the clock. So the Niners I don't know what, and what was that? What was that? And that losing that timeout on that play killed him. Fumbling there, having been like just all kinds of. That's just, and that's going to be the half. If Purdy had stepped out, I think it would have been fine. But you see Shanahan taking off his stuff. Yeah, they know. Niners absolutely blew that. They absolutely blew that. And now the Eagles get the ball first in the second half. The Eagles get the ball first in the second half as well. So just atrocious final 2 minutes there for the 49ers. They had a chance to really do something. And boy, did they ever fuck it up. Just absolutely fucked it up. And those kind of mistakes in the playoffs will cost you in the playoffs, and you'll be sitting at home if you keep on making those kind of mistakes. 13-10, the Eagles lead here at halftime at the Link. Whew. Got to tell you, George Kittle looks like he is out for the rest of the game with an Achilles injury, probably out until probably halfway through next season, if we're going to be honest. I'm just doing something here. Give me a second. Oh, that's fun times right there. So I guess I could, if I wanted to, animate the Taylor image there. But I think YouTube would absolutely demonetize or kick me off of this program. So we are not doing that. We are not doing that. Anyway, we are at halftime. Eagles with the 13-10 lead on the 49ers. And I got to tell you, right now, there's been a lot of mistakes from both teams here. But again, the Niners, I think, boy, that last 2 minutes in that half, that might come back to cost them in this game, because they had a chance to at least tie it up going into the halftime with the Eagles getting the second half kickoff, and instead they bumbled. And here's the problem: as much as I like Shanahan as coach, this is not the first time where he has been terrible at clock management, just absolutely terrible at clock management. So. ELS says poor Kittle with the Achilles injury. Yeah, it was kind of obvious once you saw the replay and saw that the calf do the blah, 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 blah. Once you see that calf do the little snap and the blah, 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 blah. I know that's not a real medical term, but when your calf goes blah, 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 you're going to be out for a while, and Kittle's going to be out at least well into next season. If Achilles injuries are to be, as we know, the returns from Achilles take a long time. But that is, and that's it. George Kittle's one of the absolute great guys in the NFL. Like, really, really, really is. And yes, it was officially announced that Kittle is indeed out for the rest of the game with an Achilles injury. Pretty obvious there. Unbelievable. ELS says also, A.J. Brown crying like a bitch. Let me see. Let me put that up here because that's always fun to see. This one, I think this one shows the full exchange there. Oh, I can't get it up higher. Oh, there we go. Because that's the thing. When you look earlier in this clip, if you look at it, you see Sirianni running down. I thought he was running down to yell at the ref and say, like, oh, no, there's something there. No, he's running down, and he's going down there to yell at A.J. Brown. And then A.J.'s like, motherfucker, who are you yelling at? And then there's a whole big exchange there. So that's an interesting dynamic there. So what happens there now? Again, is that, again, like, how do you read that? Is that going to be a collapse from the Eagles, or is that going to be something that galvanizes them together? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Unbelievable. for Kittle to get, I think that was his first catch of the game, too. ALS is like, hey, Big Dom, why did you ruin that fight? Because A.J. Brown would absolutely murder Nick Sirianni, and right in the face, and he deserves to be punched in the face. All right, we got about 3 minutes left until the halftime is over. I'm going to grab myself a quick cup of coffee, and I will be right back. Coming back, the Eagles will get the ball here to start the second half. 49ers 10, Eagles 13. And we're back. Here we are getting ready for the third quarter to begin. Second half should be starting any second now. Lloyd said, sorry, I was eating tacos and a salad. Can't think of a better way to spend a Sunday than eating some tacos and tossing some salad. Thank you so much for joining us here, ladies and gentlemen, on this stupid, dumb channel of Stay Tuned Sports. Watch it here on NFL Wild Card Weekend. My name is King. If you like anything about this channel, and god damn, why would you like that? I have no idea why. But if you do, if you're that kind of weird individual, hit that like button, hit that share button, let the world know that this channel exists. I'm sure most people will probably be disgusted by what they see here, but you never know, and it certainly would help us out tremendously. And, of course, as always, if you want to help us out here, and in case you just haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized here on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below or up in the top of the chat. And you can join us in the chat. It is open. It is free. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how are you doing. Make sure if you come in there that you click on live chat instead of top chat so you can see everybody discussing everything in there. Like me, I had a mistake on there. I had it in top chat for a second because I had kind of lost where everybody was talking. But there we go. We see Lloyd there in the channel. Lord, just because you say, again, that, you know. Did I type all that and none of it happened? Where was that? Where did it go? I just typed all that and it was not. Where did all that go? I just did a whole bit of typing and I got nothing there. Oh, there it is. Kickoff is away. Eagles going to get that up to about the 30-yard line and then stop. So here we go. Third quarter is underway. Eagles have 1st and 10 from their own 30. First and 10. Coming up here for the Eagles. Handoff to Saquon. And boy, he knifes his way for a 7-yard run right up the middle to the 37-yard line. 2nd and 3. As we see Nanook of the North here, Evan Andrews giving us an update from Sirianni. Hurts, 11 of 16 for 93 yards today so far with 1 touchdown pass to Goddard. Handoff to Saquon again. Saquon's going to lose a yard here, and that goes to from 2nd and 3 to 3rd and 4. I guess it was 2nd and 2 before, because I thought he's gained 7, which would have made it 2nd and 3. But they said, all right, whatever. Math's not math in there, but they're going to say 3rd and 3 after a 1-yard loss from being at 2nd and 3. So go figure. 3rd and 3. Hurts in shotgun. Smith in motion. Hurts is going to take the snap. He's back to throw. He gets it to Saquon, who drops it out of the backfield. Incomplete. 3rd and 3, and the Eagles go 3 and out on their first drive of the second half. It could not have gone better for the Niners. And boy, Owen Smith comes off the field. He seems to be a little injured. Not sure what. He did a cut and then seemed to, just non-contact injury there for Devontae Smith. So imagine if the Niners had not screwed up all of that last 2-minute drill there. It could be 13-13. And fair catch at the 5. What are you doing? You got what? I think the Niners are just making mistakes all over the place. 1st and 10 for the Niners now from their own 5. I mean, I don't know. ELS in the chat says, for the first time in the college football playoff national championship history, there will be 2 teams with athletic apparel providers not owned by Nike or Nike. I believe it was like initially pronounced like Nike or Nika. What was it? Nika, because it was the Nika riots in Constantinople. So I think it's like Nike, but they Americanized everything, and so it became Nike. So there we go. Taylor is up because the Eagles have 13. If it's 13 or 22, I've always said that, whether it's a whatever reference to a number 13 or a number 22, Taylor stays up for the entire. So if it's a score, she stays up there the whole time. If it's like the ball on the 22, then she's up for as long as the ball is on the 22. And then once it goes, it moves. If there's 13 flags or 22 flags, God forbid, then Taylor shows up. Whatever there's a reference to the number 13 or the number 22, the great, good, glorious, the beautiful Taylor Swift. Great and glorious, beautiful Taylor Swift will adorn our screen here on Stay Tuned Sports, as we are big Taylor Swift fans. I don't think I'd call myself a Swiftie. I'm not part of that cult. That's a different thing. That's a weird thing. That I'm a Taylor Swift fan, like Taylor Swift. Swiftie is its own animal. Let those psychopaths deal with each other. Lloyd, will you stop messing with ELS? I'll just say that. You got to stop. First and 10, Purdy back in his own end zone, looking to throw, pulls it down, pump fakes again, gets it up to the 10-yard line. They're actually going to mark him at the 11, apparently. They're going to say that's a 6-yard run for Purdy out of the shotgun, so it gives the Niners a little bit of room, 2nd and 4. Oh, he does the ratings on the jokes. That's what you were talking about there, Lloyd. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. You're fine. Yeah, Lloyd, you're fine. You're fine. I would say the joke's not, it's a little iffy. Hand off to CMC. He's going to be about a yard short. And now we've got some more pushing and shoving, and now we've got a flag down. Is that an actual? Yeah, that's a flag down. What do we got here, Mr. Official? Juwan Jennings has his helmet off. Oh, wow. Yeah, he nearly decapitated Juwan Jennings. Illegal use of hands to the face. No shit on Epps for the Eagles. So that's going to be added on to the end of the run. And that's going to be a first down, 1st and 10 now for the Niners from their own 19-yard line. ELS says, I don't get the joke, so no great. So you're fine. See? Everything works out. Everything works out. If you want to join us in the chat, you can join us there. It is live. It is popping. We got ELS. We got Lloyd. Crafty's been bouncing in and out of there as well. Irish, I'm sure, is around somewhere. Taylor's on the screen, so we know Pecan is around somewhere as well. Purdy's in shotgun. Takes the snap here. Oh, it is dropped. It looked like it was heading forward. Incomplete. We'll take a look. That is indeed a forward pass. Dropped by Farrell, who is replacing Kittle at tight end. 2nd and 10 for the 49ers. Tungus in at tight end for the 49ers right now. Purdy. And Purdy's calling a timeout! Oh my God. The 49ers clock management is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely awful. Absolutely terrible. I don't know how many more adjectives I can say, but unbelievable ass are the 49ers and their clock management. Down already one timeout with 12:20 to go. They just started the third quarter. You can't, in a game like this, be calling a timeout in that situation. Get the goddamn play off. ELS in the chat said he saw somebody on X say, hey, have a Bears-Steelers Super Bowl just so you can have Aaron Rodgers own the Bears one last time. Steelers got to win first. That's the thing. The Bears have already won a game, so they are partway there. The Bears in that situation, you got to win 4 games to win the Super Bowl. They've won 1, so they are a quarter of the way there. The Steelers, we will find out tomorrow if they're able to get that there. That'd be interesting. And you never, again, with the playoffs, you never know how things happen. ELS is like, 49ers, are they trying to be like the Packers? Again, and I was going to say this. I didn't want to say this because I know you're very sensitive right now, ELS, about the situation with your poor Green Bay Packers. But like I mentioned before, at the end of the half, Kyle Shanahan is kind of known for this poor clock management, poor decision making, and it seemed, a lot like Matt LaFleur, a little bit iffy sometimes when it comes to clock management and making correct decisions in the heat of battle, in the heat of the moment. And so we saw that at the end of the first half in this game for the 49ers. We've seen it before with the 49ers. We've seen it with the Packers over the years. That is really the one thing that you can really point to when it comes to Shanahan is just like sometimes, man, he makes some really goofy decisions. And Purdy, in that situation, you got to know you can't take a timeout there. So 2nd and 10, Purdy back, throws. That's going to be caught. And that's going to be a first down. DeMarcus Robinson at the 15-yard gain, first down at the 34-yard line for the 49ers. Lloyd says Terrell Owens is what this game reminds. Well, he's got 2 of Terrell's former teams here. ELS says, all I can say about that game is fire LaFleur, our special teams coordinator, and our kicker. You don't want McManus? You don't want McAnus? Purdy, play action, rolls, throws. Oh, he was looking for DeMarcus Robinson yet again and could not connect this time. 2nd and 10. Going to mark him at the 33 now. So he didn't make it to the 34. It's 33. The stat tracker that I'm using is really kind of atrocious. BLS says promote Jeff Hafley to head coach, although there's some Packers fans that are blaming him just as much as anybody else on that Packers team for the loss yesterday. So I don't know. Yes, I do, Lloyd. I am that old. I remember that kerfuffle that started with that. Yeah, Paul remembers that. Absolutely. Hand off to CMC. Boy, he's bouncing off tackles. He gets all the way. That's a 9-yard gain from CMC. NFC. Christian McCaffrey would not be denied. Except the yard short. He was denied just 1 yard short. So it's 3rd and 1 for the Niners from the 42. And then I think it was Emmitt Smith that came up and just knocked the ever-loving shit out of him. I think Emmitt came off the bench to do that. Like that was a thing. So here we go. 3rd and 1. Purdy quarterback sneak. And he sneaks for 4 yards right up the middle. Deep penetration from Purdy. And that's going to be a first down for the 49ers from their own 46. Lloyd says, disrespectful, but later he joined them. Money will make you do anything. ELS says, I don't blame Hafley for that game. I blame LaFleur and our special teams. Because he bitched a lot, and then he like held out, and he was doing sit-ups in his front lawn or something. That was weird. Throw it, intercepted! Purdy throws a pick. It was an ill-advised throw. It looks like he was just trying to get out of the way. He was hit as he threw, and he just kind of did a weird thing over there, and on what was looking like a decent drive for the 49ers, ends in an interception. And that's going to be the Eagles' ball at their own 48-yard line right near midfield. Unbelievable mistakes happening here from the 49ers, and they are going to mistake their way to sitting at home next week because they just cannot capitalize on anything. And, in fact, they are giving the Eagles multiple chances and multiple mistakes for them to capitalize on. Unbelievable. And the Niners are already down a timeout. And we still haven't reached the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. Unbelievable. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 48, 10:22 remaining in the third quarter. ELS is wondering, will the Eagles fuck it up on the next drive? I doubt it. I think the Eagles smell blood in the water, and this Eagles team, when they smell blood and they want to go ahead and put the foot on the throat, you can battle them. You can really hold your own with the Eagles, but if you start making mistakes, they will murder you on your mistakes. And that's what I mean. The Eagles don't play well, but they capitalize well on mistakes. They don't play full 60-minute football games, but if the other teams provide the mistakes that the 49ers are providing right now in this game, the Eagles will 1,000% take advantage of that, and they will 1,000% win. You know, they the way it's going right now, it's going to take a massive Eagles fuck up to lose this game. ESPN metrics, they currently have the Eagles after that play at 71.1% to win this game. ELS says, Kinks, all I know so far is that this game is the worst of the playoffs. I wouldn't say that. It's a close game. It's 13-10, back and forth. It's been a little, maybe not as exciting. But then again, I'll tell you what, that Packers-Bears game wasn't looking exciting for the first part. It was looking like a blowout. I was like, oh, boy, this is going to be one of those games? All right, well, screw it. But, you know, it turned exciting. This game can still have that. We can have a very close finish. It can finish very well. And really, I think that's, when it comes to these games, that's all people remember is how the finish happens. So Quinion Mitchell gets the pick there, sets the Eagles up on their own 48. 1st and 10. 10:22 remaining in the third. Shotgun here for Hurts. Hurts takes the snap. He rolls out to his right. Throws, and that just throws that out of bounds. It completes 2nd and 10. Paul says, listen, it's 13-10. This game isn't decided at all. I agree with that. Lloyd says Deion Sanders was a beast to watch, in which Paul says, yeah, he was a good baseball player as well. Indeed, he was. Played for the Yankees for a bit. Played well there with who did he play for after the Yankees? Was it the Reds? Or was it the Braves? Was he traded to the Braves? Did he play for the Braves too in Atlanta? I forget. 2nd and 10. Hurts is going to pull this down. Design run. A little bit of a holding there. No call against the Eagles. That is. Oh, there is a flag. And they might have got him for it. Oh, thank God. At least I'm not blind. Holding on the Eagles. I was like, that's clear as holding, and I didn't see a flag thrown. And then finally did. I was like, oh, thank God. So that moves him back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, makes it 2nd and 18. Back at the 40-yard line for the Eagles. It was Atlanta. Yeah, I figured as much. So 2nd and 18, 9:53 and counting in the third quarter. Trips to the left for Jalen Hurts. He's back in shotgun. Takes the snap, and that's going to be a handoff to Saquon, and Saquon's going to be stopped for a 2-yard loss. Oh, no. Now it's going to be 3rd and 20. They're going to say 3rd and 19. They're saying only a 1-yard loss. He was stopped 2 yards. I'm sorry. Even there was no where. He's back at the 38 when he goes down. How are you marking that at the 39? That is a generous goddamn spot. But anyway, 3rd and 19 coming up for the Eagles. Hurts takes the snap. 4-man rush here for the Niners. Throws to Goddard. That's going to be completed for roughly 5 yards. And then he is brought down. And that is going to bring up 4th down, and the Eagles will have to punt. So you had Jordan, you had Bird, you had Barkley. Yeah, I mean, we didn't know how good we had it, to the point now where I just don't watch the NBA anymore because it's so goddamn bad. So 4th and 14 after that play. Eagles punt the ball away. And now Sky Moore makes the right decision to not even look at that ball, and that goes into the end zone for a touchback, and that'll be Niners ball at their own 20-yard line. 8:17 remaining, so the Niners throw an interception, and it does not cost them, thank goodness. Only cost them time, cost them a possession, but the Eagles do not score. It remains 13-10. The Eagles lead over the Niners, and Taylor is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. That 13 has been on the board for a while, and she is just chilling. ELS in the chat says, well, the Eagles did nothing. Lloyd in the chat talking about, I have Charles Barkley shoes. Dude, I used to have the Charles Barkley starting lineup little figure when he was with the Suns. I had the poster. My sister had a poster of him, too, because she used to play basketball in high school, youth basketball, and then she played high school basketball as well. And she liked Barkley. We all liked Barkley, and Barkley was cool. He had the I Am Not a Role Model commercials. Oh, everybody loved him for that. My dad loved that. He's great, and still to this day, Charles Barkley's. I love Charles. He's and everybody does. He's smart. He's funny. He's got common sense. He's great to listen to on Inside the NBA, and you can't find any fault with the guy. I can't anyway. I love Charles. Dude, the fact that you got people traveling all the time, they don't call it. There's people taking 3 or 4 steps without dribbling, and nobody calls it. It's not basketball. It's not basketball anymore. It's literally street ball. Which is fine, but then do a street ball league. You're telling me people wouldn't watch Rucker Park games all the time? Get out of it. Remember the End One mixtapes? Everybody loved the Professor. Everybody loved those. Show that shit. But if it's the NBA, have the game, have the rules of the game be the rules of the game. Last time I legitimately watched an NBA Finals, I think might have been 2002. The last one, the Nets made it with Jason Kidd, the old New Jersey Nets. That might have been the last time I watched it. ELS says curling is better than the NBA by miles. Absolutely. Dude, I love curling. I will watch curling all the time. I love it. It's seriously one of my favorite things. It is. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Hey, the Knicks got me into it a little bit. I did watch some of the playoffs last year because I do like the Knicks. Hand off to McCaffrey. He gets a yard and no further. Pushed back, 2nd and 9. Coming up from the 21 for the Niners. And that Knicks-Pacer series was worth watching. I'll say that. I will say that. ELS says, I love curling too. Well, you're a Wisconsin boy. Of course you love curling. You probably got a lot of you can't throw a rock without hitting a curling club up there in Wisconsin. 2nd and 9, Purdy and shotgun throws across. I don't know where the hell he was throwing that. I think he was looking for Tonjes and could not get it to him there. So incomplete, 3rd down. Paul says, for all bad things, I just blame Canada. Me too. Even though I like a lot of things that are Canadian, I still hate Canada. So 3rd and 9 for the 49ers. Play clock at 1. Purdy does finally get it off. Thank God doesn't use a timeout. Throws a big floater. Incomplete. He was looking for McCaffrey. No flags. No nothing. I don't know what's going on with Purdy, but something is off. Something is off with this Niners offense. Do you put in Mac Jones? Do you say, Mac Jones, please? Es nombre Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, save us. Amen. Is that what you're doing? Or do you ride with Purdy? Still 13-10. Eagles lead, and the Niners are going to have to punt. This has turned into a defensive punt fest here, ladies and gentlemen. 7:32 remaining here in the third quarter. Morstead. The snap and the punt is away. Morstead, bad kick, and now it takes an Eagles bounce, and it stops at the 49ers' 46-yard line. 27-yard punt. That is it. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Niners' 46-yard line. You were hoping for a change of field position. Instead, the Eagles are set up to do some dabblage. Paul says they missed a face mask there. ELS says Miami will be the first team to play in the college football national championship game in their home stadium. But I got to tell you, it feels like that stadium might be all Indiana. The way that fan base traveled, that might be. Well, in national championship games that have been like that weren't unofficial national ever since like the BCS started, I suppose. That would be, I think that's true, Paul. Yeah, I don't think there's been any other team. I mean, Alabama didn't play in Tuscaloosa, and USC didn't play at the Coliseum. Crafty in the chat says, I missed the first 7 minutes of this quarter, yet simultaneously, I've missed nothing. Look at Tom Brady educating us here. Thank you, Tom. Tom's saying you don't want to throw the ball with your hand underneath it in windy conditions because that's going to make the ball fly, which we've seen happen with Brock Purdy here a bunch. He says you kind of want to see or reverse see when you're throwing it so that when you throw it, you kind of snap it and keep it in a neutral line so that it cuts through the wind and doesn't use the wind as like a plane. Interesting. Crafty says Brady's got a football right now like he's ready to step in for either of these teams. So 1st and 10 from the 46 for the Eagles. Hurts under center. Hand off to Barkley, and Barkley's going to lose 2 yards. That Niners defense right in on there. 2nd and 12. Back at the 48-yard line now for the Eagles. I don't like Pizza Hut. I like Domino's better. I think Pizza Hut is overrated. I think Domino's is far better. Domino's is far better pizza as far as chain pizza than Pizza Hut. Obviously, here in North Jersey, that's sacrilegious. But sometimes you just want cheap garbage pizza. I think if you're going to do that, go Domino's more than Pizza Hut. Hurts throws on a screen here to Devontae Smith, and he's going to make up a lot of yardage. And he's going to end up 1 yard short. It's going to be from 2nd and 12 to 3rd and 1. Eagles get right up to the line of scrimmage here. They're going to do tush-push city. Niners line up too. They do the push. And the tush is going to get them down to the 35-yard line. That is a gain of 2 and at least a first down there for the Eagles. I've never heard of Marcos there, Paul, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that a local joint? First and 10 for the Eagles. Hurts in shotgun. It's going to hand off here. And Bigsby, he's dropped for a 2-yard loss. Kendricks in on a tackle there for the Niners. 5:30 remaining in the third end, counting. Second, and they're going to say only a 1-yard loss. 2nd and 11. Paul in the chat says, who's yours? They're going to win the national championship, he feels. Paul says, it's a pretty large chain. Got to tell you, I haven't heard of it. So that's maybe it's just me. Maybe it's a Midwest thing and not anything like that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. 2nd and 11. 4:55 remaining. Hurts back, throws. He's got Devontae Smith again, and that's going to be a gain of about 8. He's going to be 3 yards short, is Devontae Smith. 3rd and 3 upcoming. You can't push your way out of that one. The Eagles, currently, by ESPN metrics, have a 75.5% chance of winning this game at this exact moment. So they have a 3-1 chance to win. Do the Eagles. 3rd and 3, Jalen Hurts in shotgun. Got to get to the 25. They are currently at the 28. Hand off to Saquon. Wide open hole in the middle, and he knifes his way through. First down, 4-yard run on 3rd and 3. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 24. Hurts in shotgun on 1st and 10. He was throwing a Barkley out of the backfield, but he short hopped it incomplete. 2nd and 10. 3:37 remaining here in the third quarter. ELS says, I like Pizza Hut, but my dad and sister can't eat there. Why? What did they do? Did they start a fight in a Pizza Hut? They've been banned forever? I would love that. If your dad and sister were like part of some kind of weird Pizza Hut fight club. That's my headcanon now. That's actually what happened, DLS. Hurts under center. Hands off to Barkley, and Barkley loses 3 yards on this one. 3rd and 13 now. Back at the 27. Barkley has not had anything going in this second half. Oh, they're just allergic to the things there. I like the idea of them having a fight club better. I like the idea of a daddy-daughter fight club. Let's go. They just walk into the place and are like, let's go, challengers, line up. It's bonding. It's family bonding. It's a wonderful activity that you can do together. But just fight club together. Under 3 minutes now, 3rd and 13. Hurts in shotgun. He's going to pull it down and run it himself, and then he slides down. And that's going to be 4th down, and the Eagles will line up for a field goal. Boy, we're looking at, is this the end of Taylor on the stream? She's been up there for a long time. Jake Elliott, though, has had a problem with some field goals as of late, and it is windy as hell. The Eagles for a 6-point lead. Elliott is up and ready. Is he going to get it? The snap, the hold, the kick. It is up, and it is good. And the Eagles now lead 16-10, and Taylor has finally gone away. Ladies and gentlemen, 2:11 left in the third quarter. The Eagles have a 6-point lead on the 49ers. It is 16-10. Eagles in this NFC wild card matchup. Crafty says 3 points in this game just might be the dagger. ELS says, I like Little Caesars pizza. One tip, crazy style pizza. We don't have Little Caesars around. I think they're around, but they're like not immediately around, not close enough for like any delivery or to pick up hot and ready. Nothing like they're not within a distance. So I've never had Little Caesars pizza. I would love to try. I've heard it's like super garbage pizza, but I like super garbage shit. I mean, shit, I eat Burger King for the love of God. So, and I eat Domino's. I love Domino's. So I wouldn't mind for like a cheap pizza for like, what is it, a $5 hot and ready pizza? Oh. So, can the 49ers remove their heads from their assholes, or will they continue to screw up in this game over and over and over, and the Eagles will end up winning a game that if they played a team that was maybe a little bit more competent, they maybe wouldn't. What we're going to see here. Niners are going to return this to the 25 to the 30, and that's going to be down at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the 49ers from their own 33 coming up here. Oh, Papa John's is terrible. Papa John's is shit. I will never eat Papa John's. It is quite literally some of the worst pizza I've ever eaten in my life. It is just not good. And I know some people like it. They swear by that garlic butter sauce or whatever the hell it is. That's fine. You can have that. If you like all the accoutrements that are around it, you can go nuts. But the actual pizza itself from Papa John's, eat shit. Terrible. Purdy throws wide open. Juszczyk out of the backfield. Gets to the 50. He cuts around. Gets down to the 45. Gets down to the 40. 1st down. 27-yard completion there. 21 yards of that after the catch for Juszczyk. 1st down. Niners at the Eagles 40-yard line. I agree, ELS. Papa John's is, I would rather try Little Caesars than ever eat Papa John's again. Hand off to CMC. Boy, he's getting a little surgical. 6-yard run for CMC on 1st down, 2nd and 4. Now from the Eagles 34. Look at Juszczyk just running over Blankenship. Said, oh, white on white violence in Philadelphia. It's such a dumb channel. Thank you so much. If you like anything about this dumb channel, and I don't know why you would, please hit that like button, hit that share button, let people know that we exist. And, of course, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button. Hand off here on 2nd and 6, or 2nd and 4, sorry, because it was a 6-yard run. Sky Moore, with a bit of an end around, gets 3 yards, but he's going to be just short of the first down. 3rd and 1 from the Philadelphia 31-yard line for the Niners. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Paul says, I just eat at local pizza places. That's what we usually do here. We have Mona Lisa here, Pizza Masters, Pompeii Pizza, like San Vito's. San Vito's is pretty good. Play clock at 2, play clock at 1, and they finally do snap it, and that's going to be a quarterback sneak and a first down to the 29-yard line for the 49ers. And that's going to end the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever seen the coaches and the players and the staff on the sideline during a game, if you ever go and attend a game, high school, college, pros, you see them all put the 4s up. Why? Why do you see them do that when it hits the fourth quarter? Because they're there to show that they are dedicated for all 4 quarters, just like we are here on Stay Tuned Sports. So if you're in the chat, if you're watching us right now, get into the chat. Throw up the 4s and show that you, too, are dedicated to these wild card games, just like these players, these coaches, these staff members are for all 4 quarters. 4. You know who else is dedicated for all 4 quarters? We just got rid of her, but there she is again, Taylor, showing you. She's got the 4s up. Look at her. She's got the 4s. She's got the 4s. You can get the 4s up there. Throw your 4s up there and show that you got it in there. Grafty, he's throwing up the 4s with his favorite emojis there. I love that he does the emojis 4s. You can do it anyway. Roman numerals, 4 tally marks, the number 4, however you want to do it. Show us that you two are dedicated. All 4 quarters right here on Stay Tuned Sports. Crafty says 4s in the chat. ELS giving us 4 properly formatted 4s with nice commas in between all of them. Very nice. Lloyd with his superscript 4. Like I said, everybody in the chat loves doing the 4s different ways. Fun. It's a way to be unique. Show your individuality, but still showing that you're part of the team. Part of the team, Coach. Why does this keep on flipping down on me? I really don't like that. I really don't like that, ESPN. Stop doing that with your stupid thing. Brock Purdy, by the way, 12 of 22, 1 touchdown, 1 pick for 209. Jalen Hurts, 13 of 21, 1 touchdown for 106. So, I mean, really looking at it, Purdy has had a better game outside of the interception. Paul says, did I miss that? Oh, no, I might have missed that. I don't see it. Where were their 4 middle fingers, Paul? I didn't see it. Why is that not in there? Where's my boy Paul? Yeah, there's none there. Did they stop that? Is it like blocked where we don't have middle fingers in here? Yeah, yeah, Paul. It must be censored somehow. YouTube must be censoring the chat. You can't put up the middle finger emoji? Because boo, I don't like that. Boo. Come on, YouTube, fix your shit. 1st and 10 for the Niners from the Eagles' 29-yard line. Oh, we've got a little trickeration here. Juwan Jennings gets it, throws, open, caught CMC, touchdown, 49ers on a little double reverse option throw from Juwan Jennings. What, there's a flag down. Hold on. Are they going to call this back? Oh, no, penalty against the Eagles. It counts. Touchdown, 49ers. It was roughing the passer on Jalen Carter. Oh, yeah. He can't put a shot on Juwan Jennings, who was the passer at that moment. But the touchdown, it's a tie game, and the extra point will give the Niners a 1-point lead here. Oh, my. First play of the fourth quarter, wild, exciting, and Juwan Jennings has himself a touchdown pass in the NFL playoffs. So now Eddie Pinheiro coming onto the field for an extra point that would give the 49ers the lead. Extra point attempt upcoming. Snap, hold, kick. It is up, and it is good. And the 49ers retake the lead by 1 point, 17-16, over the Philadelphia Eagles. Paul in the chat says, well, if Purdy can't throw, Jennings can. ELS letting us know in the chat here, NFL teams have ignored Marcus Freeman, saying that he is returning to Notre Dame next season, saying that interested teams still believe there's a chance that Marcus Freeman will make a move to the NFL and would not put him through the that doesn't make sense how that's written, but okay. By the way, the Buffalo Bills are auctioning off the yes, I did see that story as well. The Bills are auctioning off the urinal troughs from Highmark Stadium. So in case you wanted to have that in your man cave to just piss while you're watching games to remind yourself of how great Orchard Park was, they are going to be having that, as now the former stadium will be getting knocked down as they're moving into a nice brand new $2.1 billion stadium. $2.1 billion stadium next year. Oh, wonderful. Crafty in the chat says Purdy is actually the third best 40. Is that Crafty, or did Jimbo take over your account, Crafty? That sounds like Jimbo. That sounds like Jimbo. I don't know why I did the goofy laugh there. Maybe because I'm just a big, fat goofball. Paul says greedy bet. That's not greedy. They do that all the time. They auction off the seats. You auction off the troughs. You auction off concrete. You auction off pieces of the turf. Everybody does that. I don't think that's greedy. That's just what you do. What, you want to give away the piss troughs for free? Everybody be trying to grab the piss troughs. Yeah, the PSLs, man, I don't like the PSL licenses, the personal seat license. That shit is bullshit. By the way, it was a touchback on the kickoff here. Eagles have the ball on their own 35. Jalen in shotgun. First and 10. Fakes the pitch out to Barkley. Now he does pass it out to Barkley on a screen pass. And Barkley's going to break it loose for 11 yards. First down, Eagles. Down. Oh, we got a flag down, though. Holding on the Eagles. Oh, no. They're going to call that on a block on the outside there. A little bit of holding. That was indeed by Cooper there. Darius Cooper now on the sidelines with the cape over him, as it is now 1st and 20 back at the 25-yard line for the Eagles. I agree, Paul. Nobody can go to the game now unless you're making a very good salary, unless you have a very good job and you're making money hand over fist. You can't go to an NFL game. You can't go to any pro game now, and that's, it just is what it is. Hurts throws over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Goddard, and that falls to the ground, incomplete, 2nd and 20. Crafty in the chat says, the refs be like, we're done propping up this ass team. We're done with the Eagles. We tried to help you out as much as we could, especially with that picking up the flag on the illegal man downfield, but you can't do anything with it. Guess what? Now you're getting a holding penalty. 2nd and 20 for the Eagles from their 25. Hurts in shotgun. Got Barkley in the backfield with him. Hand off to Barkley. He busts it out to the right, looking to catch the corner. He gets a little bit of that edge. That's going to be good for 7 yards. 3rd and 13 coming up for the Eagles. 13:48 and counting remaining here in the fourth quarter. First play of the fourth quarter was a double reverse pass option for the 49ers. Juwan Jennings throws a touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey, so the Niners can get a 1-point lead with the extra point by Eddie Pinheiro. And that's how we got 17-16 here. Hurts steps back. He's looking to throw. Can't find anybody. Now throws and just throws it out of bounds. Incomplete. 4th and 13. The Eagles will have to punt. Paul says, I spent about $3,000 on my Colts trip last year. It's okay if you plan it out. That's the thing. You have to plan it out. It has to be a one-day thing, and it's like basically a vacation. Like you're spending a shit ton of money for one game because now it costs you that much. Crafty in the chat says, now the Eagles fans, here come the boos. Man back, ready to punt. And the kick is away. Sky Moore drops the ball at the 20, now picks it up, gets it up to the 30, gets it up to the 31. And there we go, 1st and 10 for the 49ers from the 31-yard line. 13-something or other is going to be left here. Waiting to see if I can see if they say, nope. There we go, 13-15 remaining. They were too busy selling me Verizon ads. Paul says, yeah, I was gone for a week on vacation. Yeah, that's what I mean. When you think about it, again, you know, going to these sporting events used to be for the common man, for the worker, for the blue-collar guy. Nowadays, you can't. Like, you have to be a significantly wealthy individual to go to any of these games, whether it's basketball, hockey, football, baseball. Like, you have to be well off to go to the games. So, Lloyd said he posted his pizza in the Discord. If you guys want to go check out Lloyd's Pizza. You're right, Lloyd. That does indeed look like a pizza. All right, I don't know what that Geico commercial was, but whatever. Lloyd says Android, in my opinion, since Apple got sued for... Dude, Apple sucks. Anybody who has an Apple... Apple is less functionality. It's the Apple just is now a status symbol for people. It's like, I have an Apple. That means I'm pinky out. You know, it's like, eat shit. Samsungs are superior. Anything, like really most Androids are better. But especially to me, the Samsung is so much better than anything Apple. I'm not an Apple guy. Not just best deal, but it's best functionality. Androids are just so much easier to use, better user interface. It's better. It's just better. They're just better all around. 1st and 10 from the 31 here for the 49ers. Purdy in shotgun, empty backfield. Steps back, looks, throws. He's got a wide open Juszczyk who rolls his way to a first down before he's finally touched. And that's going to be 10 yards on the pass and roll by Juszczyk. Niners break the huddle. Purdy's going under center now. CMC in the backfield. Man in motion, that's Juszczyk leading block for CMC. 2-yard gain for CMC. That's it. Eagles have 114 rushing yards. Niners only 60. That has been true. Like, CMC has not gotten a lot going in this game at all. Purdy back, looks, throws, deep throw. Oh! Was that picked? There's a flag down. Oh, there was no flag. They said it was a piece of paper on the field. Well, thanks a lot, Fox, for screwing it up. So that's actually one time where we won't add to the flag counter. I was wondering that. But no, it is an interception. They're saying he's down. And so that's Brock Purdy's second pick of the game. Oh, no. The Eagles have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line. After Brock Purdy throws another pick. Crafty says, man, you never should have taken the ball out of Jennings' hands. So now the Eagles have a little bit of life. 11:55 remaining in the fourth, down only 1 point. Barkley, he gets the handoff. He's making some moves. That's an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2 coming up here for Barkley. Crafty says the Niners went from having the best offense in the league to the worst in the playoffs. Play action from Hurts. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to pull it down. He slides down, and they're going to say late hit on the Niners as he slid. I think they pulled up. I think that's a bad flag. They didn't purposely smash into him. They didn't purposely hit him. They pulled up once he slid. I think that's a bad flag. They're going to call personal foul here. Even Brady says he's rolling his eyes at that one. That's nonsense, bad call. So the ref's right back now onto the Eagles bandwagon, giving them a fresh call and 15 extra yards on that one. 15 yards on top of the run, which was only 3 yards. So it's going to be a 1st down and 10 for the Eagles now at the Niners' 36-yard line. Paul in the chat says Purdy looked a few weeks ago like an MVP candidate. Now he looks horrible. I don't know what's going on. Did he hurt his hand? I think he might have hit his hand on a helmet before, but ELS says, fuck the refs. Hand off to Barkley. He bounces up the middle. He finds blocks. That's going to be close. 2nd and 1. It's officially marked. He's going to be really inches short of the 1st down. Paul says, ridiculous call. I don't disagree. For 2nd and 1 here. Hand off to Barkley again, and that's going to be an easy gain of about 5 or 6 yards on that one. 1st down. Eagles have it down to the 21 is where they're going to mark that. 6-yard run indeed. From Saquon Barkley, 1st and 10 under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 9:47 and counting. Eagles already well within field goal range. By the way, they moved that spot to the 22-yard line. So we get to see Taylor again. Good to see you, Taylor. Hi, Peppa Jack. Great to see Peppa Jack. How are you? First and 10 under center is Hurts. He takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off here to Saquon. Saquon gets nothing on that one. Oh, and Saquon is down. He went down weird. It looked like he was hurt. He's being helped to his feet. No, he's not. No, he's not. Saquon is down. Oh, no. Saquon is down. And now he's hopping up, and he's having trouble putting weight on his leg. He's trying to hop around. Ooh. And, yeah, Saquon is hurt. Saquon is hurt. Oh, no. We've had George Kittle go out with the Achilles. Saquon seems to be jogging off now, off his own power, so that's a good sign. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Doesn't look like it's anything as bad as Kittle had, obviously. But he kind of got hit and just, yeah, it seems like maybe a hip. Crafty says if the Eagles play the Bears next week, that game should be reduced to just one quarter, since that's all that either team plays anyway. I think Saquon's going to be okay. He might have just got like a hip stinger or something like that. So we're looking at 2nd and 10. After Saquon got no gain on that play. Hurts is in shotgun. Hurts back to throw. Deep ball. Looking for the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Dotson. No flag. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. Upcoming from the 22-yard line for the Philadelphia Eagles. Crafty in the chat says, Philadelphia residents have hearts? Yeah, apparently they do. I guess. Black, cold hearts. Oh, Saquon still being very ginger on the side, asking for his helmet, though. He looks very... Is he going to the tent? I don't know. He doesn't look like he's got any urgency to get back into the game here. 3rd and 9 for the Eagles. Hurts in shotgun. He's got trips to his left. He takes the snap. He looks. He throws over the middle. It's going to be caught, but short. Shipley gets the catch there. Old Will Shipley. It's going to be about 3 yards short or 4 yards short. We'll see what the official mark is here. But now it's off the 22, so Taylor comes off the screen. 4th and 4 is the official mark at the 15-yard line. And the Eagles are going to line up to kick a field goal to take a 2-point lead here. Snap, hold, kick. It is up, and Jake Elliott knocks that one right through, and the Eagles take a 2-point lead. 19-17. Here with 8 minutes on the dot remaining in the fourth quarter. Brock Purdy getting ready to come back on the field and hopefully not fuck things up. Will he be able to do that? We're going to find out here in just a moment. Eagles currently, according to ESPN metrics, have a 62.9% chance, so a 63% chance of winning this game as it stands right now. We're going to find out. Paul in the chat says it was his hip. You're right. Based on that observation, I'm glad I was able to observe that in a quite observational fashion that I was able to observe it in. Pepper Jack is excited over there in the corner as she has ordered Taco Bell and is ready to herself become on this very evening Taco Bell herself. Of course, a Taco Bell as in B-E-L-L-E. Because she is the belle of the ball when there's tacos involved. And really, who isn't when you think about it? You got a free soda. Just got a random ass soda out of nowhere, huh? Hey, all right. See, you had the guy from Instacart taking stuff from us, but now you have received. Taco Bell said, The Taco Bell lords said, you know what? We have heard your cries and your pleas. So therefore, enjoy a free soda from us. Kind of soda. It's a free Baja? There you go, baby. You can't beat that. And you, oh. You're nailing it, Bubba. You're not, everything's coming up, Bubba. ESPN. Sorry, Crafty in the chat says there is a 101% chance that the ESPN metrics are worthless as F. I'm not disagreeing, but it's just something to pay attention to. We look at that, like we looked at the at those statistics yesterday after the game for the Packers and Bears, where the Packers were basically in the 90th percentile for 3/4 of the game. And then they ended up losing. So it's always interesting to look at that, I think, from that standpoint. It's fun to look. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. Not really. But it's just a fun little thing to look at, I suppose. ESPN. Why do I keep on saying ESPN? Fuck ESPN. Anyway, ELS, who is not associated with ESPN, he says that, speaking on tickets here, a hospitality package for the Super Bowl is $20,000. So you could go to the next 50 years of Blizzard football games for the Indoor Football League and sit in the front row for every home game for the same price that it would be for a Super Bowl hospitality package. I got to tell you what, though, the quality of football would be a little bit different there. Kickoff is away. Niners get it at about the 10, return it to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and get it to about the 32. Oh, we got a little pushing and shoving on the blocking. We got a little snippiness happening. A little snippiness. Jordan Davis injured on that last defensive drive for the Eagles. Has something wrong with his calf. At least those tickets are going. So the other bowl games you could buy tickets for like $50 to the semifinal games. Purdy over the middle. That's going to be caught and held onto by Juszczyk, whose wife makes some amazing jackets and clothing. I believe she even made a jacket for Taylor. Five-yard gain there for Juszczyk. 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Niners. Trailing by 2. 7:28 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Purdy in shotgun. Takes the snap. Purdy escapes the blitz. He pulls it down, runs it himself, and he got the first down. First down, 49ers. And Brock Purdy with a 5-yard run. Oh, you got me stuff? Oh, Bubba, thank you. You didn't have to do that. Love you. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you to get yourself a pepper jack, get yourself a pepper jack. This beautiful young lady just unwrapped a Taco Bell burrito and rewrapped it in a carb-free burrito so that I could have it. Pass over the middle, caught! DeMarcus Robinson with that catch, and it's going to be a first down. 49ers, as they are now in Philadelphia territory on the 40. 16 yards from Purdy to Robinson. Yeah, Pepper Jack's the best. That's just make sure that is put out there. Purdy, oh boy, he's getting rushed. He just turns and he chucks that into King of Prussia. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. That sucks about Kittle, man. That really does. Man in motion here for Purdy on 2nd and 10. He steps back. He's going to just check it down to CMC, and CMC cuts back, and that's going to be a first down, 11-yard gain for CMC on that play. Gets it down to the 29-yard line of the Eagles. 1st and 10, as we are below 6 minutes left to play. No, Paul, that's going to be all secondary market. Yeah, so that's the thing. You got to, if you're going to get tickets, you have to get it originally, and that's the problem, is that's hard to do because the scalpers use the bots. CMC on 1st and 10 spins his way for a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 upcoming from the Eagles 25. 5:02, 5:01, 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. '49ers have 2 timeouts remaining. They used one very early in the third quarter. Will that matter here? Purdy back in shotgun on 2nd and 6. Avoids the pressure, does not avoid that pressure. That's a loss of 3 yards and a sack.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Oh, we got a flag down, though. So it might not be a sack. Hold on. We might have to return that sack. Holding on the defense, so the sack doesn't matter. Oh, no. And that's going to be on Blankenship for the defensive holding. 5 yards, but an automatic first down. So that puts the ball at the 20. 1st and 10 for the Niners at the 20. ELS said, boy, did someone say 501? Choo-choo. ELS train tuber 501, as there was 501 left in the quarter. I love you, ELS, man. Hand off to CMC on 1st and 10, and he's going to break that loose for 11 yards. 1st and goal for the Niners from the 9-yard line. Oh, here we go for the Niners. Will the Niners be able to finish this drive off, or will the Eagles' defense be able to stiffen up and hold the Niners? If they can hold them to a field goal attempt, it would be just a 1-point lead for the 49ers, or maybe if they miss it, you don't know. If the Niners get into the end zone, it'll be touchdown time for the Eagles, and time is running short. They are under 4 minutes now. 3 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Use check in motion. CMC now goes from the left to the right of Purdy in the backfield. Purdy takes the snap. He steps back. He looks. He throws. Caught by Juszczyk down at the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 4. 6-yard pass. Paul in the chat says each university gets 21,000 tickets each, and I'm sure the NCAA has like 5K for general BS that they do, so maybe 20,000 tickets were up for grabs. Second and goal from the 4. Purdy in shotgun, CMC behind him. Eagles showing blitz. Play action. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Off the hands of Jawan Jennings. Cooper Dijon Mustard. Yeah, I mean, you could throw a flag on that one, but he had his hand around his hip. By the book, it would be a penalty, but I don't think you throw the flag there. Good non-call by the officials. 3rd and goal from the 4. Purdy, and in motion. He's in shotgun, takes the snap. Escapes the pressure, throws to CMC, caught, touchdown, 49ers. No flags. There's no flags. I want to make sure there's no flags because you never know with the officials, but there is not. It is a touchdown, 49ers, and they take a 23-19 lead pending the extra point and or 2-point conversion. So 23 scores, points 23 for the Niners. Extra point coming up here. Snap, hold, kick is no good. So now each team has missed an extra point. It is still a 4-point lead for the 49ers. ELS says faithful to the Bay, touchdown. Paul says what a drive. Indeed it was. ELS said, King, I know you want the Eagles to get a field goal on the next drive so we can have the 22. But again, field goal does nothing now. The Niners do have a 4-point lead. The Eagles will need a touchdown on this next drive with 2:54 remaining in the game. Paul says, what the F? That wasn't even close. ELS says the same thing. And now the Niners getting ready to kick this ball off back to the Eagles. Eagles have all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. That is something to keep in mind. Saquon's got the helmet on. Looks like he's ready to come back into the game. Hip or no hip, he says it doesn't matter. Niners are going to kick that just into the end zone for a touchback, no return. Eagles get the ball at the 35-yard line. First and 10 for the Eagles. 2:54 remaining. ELS says me and Paul could have kicked that ball better. Perhaps. Hurts back, looks, throws. He's going to complete that to Saquon. That's good for 3 yards, I would want to say. And indeed it is. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 at the 38. 2:40 remaining. Clock is ticking. Eagles, again, have all 3 timeouts. They do. Hurts is in shotgun. Snap. Takes the throw here to Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley, he struggles and gets 2 yards. He gets up to the 43rd and 5. Upcoming for the Eagles. Can they convert here? Will the Niners defense hold? Robert Salah trying to find a way to hold these Eagles to a 4th down, which they feel. Would you feel they would go for it, or would they kick it? Would they punt if they don't get the 1st down here? Do you think that they would punt it and say, well, we got the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts? Hurts is in shotgun. Goddard in motion. Hurts takes the snap, throws over the middle, in and out of the hands of A.J. Brown. Incomplete. 4th and 5 from their own 40. Now we have to discuss it. Do you go for it or do you punt it and say, we trust our defense, we have timeouts, let's do that? Or do you go for it, and if you don't make it, now you're giving the Niners the ball on your own 40. Woo! Paul says 4-down territory, I would assume. If you didn't have all 3 timeouts, I would think differently. They're going to go for it. 4th and 5 from the 40. Play clock down to 1. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He looks, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught by Goddard, and he gets the first down to the 49ers. 45-yard line, 1st and 10. They do convert. They keep the clock moving. They keep the chains moving. 2:04, 2:03, 2:02, 2:01. They are going to hit the 2-minute warning before they get another playoff as I'm stumbling over my words. 2-minute warning. All 3 timeouts, and the Eagles have the ball on the 49ers' 45-yard line. We're coming up with another doozy here on Wild Card Weekend. I just can't wait. Paul said, before he said, the way they look right now, punt it. I was wondering, it was a ballsy call, and it ended up working out. And I guess at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for is that it, it worked. Just setting up the next stream here. You got to get ready to go here. La-da-da-dee, la-da-da-doo. So here we go. 23-19. 2 minutes left. Eagles have the ball. Jalen Hurts takes the snap. Back, looks, throws. He's going to complete that over the middle. That's going to be Devontae Smith. 10-yard gain. First down at the 35-yard line of the 49ers. Crafty says A.J. Brown. More like A.J. Clown. By the way, Devontae Smith went out of bounds on that, so the clock stops. 1:53. Eagles still have all 3 timeouts. The thing you got to remember, field goal means nothing. They got to get into the end zone. Can the Niners defense hold? 1:53 remaining. From the 35, 1st and 10, Hurts takes the snap. Throws over the middle. It's going to be Smith again, wide open. Gets it down to the 21-yard line. Eagles get to the line. 1:35 remaining and counting. Hurts takes the snap. He's looking. Can't find anybody. And then he is dropped. That's going to be a sack of a yard. He tried to pull it down and run and then was brought down.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Keeps the clock running. 1:10 now and counting. 2nd and 11 from the 21-yard line. Hurts is in shotgun. Takes the snap. Surveys the field. Rolls out to his right. Still can't find anybody. Throws and just throws it out of bounds. 3rd and 11. 48 seconds remaining. Eagles have all 3 timeouts. Paul says, shouldn't the Niners call a timeout? I don't know. We're seeing they got 3rd and 11. Hurts is in shotgun. Play clock at 15. 48 seconds remain. 3rd and 11. Goddard in motion. Hurts takes the snap. Throws over the middle. That is tipped and almost intercepted. Bulls incomplete. Devontae Smith was the intended receiver. Mustafa was in on the defense there. Although that's just a drop. That is just a straight-up drop. It was high. It was kind of in a, I don't know, maybe not the best pass in the world. But here we go. This is game, ladies and gentlemen. 4th and 11 for the Eagles with 43 seconds remaining. Play clock at 2, play clock at 1, and the Eagles are going to use their first timeout. Whoo, squeaky bum time if you're an Eagles fan. That is for sure. And if you're a Niners fan. ELS says go for it. Well, they don't have a choice, ELS. They have to go for it. They're down 4 points. Field goal means nothing. Paul says almost a pick. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the game, as they say. I saw a meme about that. It's like, you're watching a game with a true, with a male of the species. If you hear him saying these 10 things of just like, oh, this is the game. Game comes down to this. It's game. Whatever. It's like, all right, I get it. Who cares? It's still fun to say. Because this is the game. 4th and 11. 43 seconds left from their own 21-yard line. The Eagles down 4. Hurts is in shotgun. A.J. Brown is in motion out wide to the right. Hurts takes the snap, throws the ball. It is almost intercepted, but it is incomplete. It's a turnover on downs, and the 49ers are going to win the game. The 49ers are going to win, and the Eagles are going to be eliminated from the playoffs. One game and a done game. The Eagles lose. The Eagles lose. The Eagles lose. Paul in the chat says, yeah, it is. The Eagles only have 2 timeouts. I mean, they can call them. There's 40 seconds left. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. On the 3rd kneel down, it'll be the end of the game. It's over. It is over. The 49ers go into Philadelphia, and they exercise the demons. The Eagles are going to take the timeouts anyway. They're going to take the timeouts. They're petty, petty bastards. But the Eagles are going to take their second timeout. The Niners players waving at all the Eagles fans, talking shit. ELS says, bye, 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 Eagles. And I would imagine the tune of Backstreet Boys, baby, bye, bye, bye. Kneel down again, and the Eagles take their final timeout. Okay. Whatever, Sirianni. It's academic here, but Sirianni is just, again, the most punchable son of a bitch in the NFL today. Oh, Jalen Hurts has got the sad, pouty face. You love to see it. You love to see it. So, it's the final kneel down for the 49ers here. Paul says, that's Nick the Dick Sirianni, and I can't stand him. Nobody can. And there it is, the final kneel down. Can't stop the clock now. And it is over in Philadelphia. The San Francisco 49ers come in. And even though they have terribly mismanaged the clock, Brock Purdy threw 2 picks. It was not the prettiest game. It was not the nicest game. But the 49ers go in and they knock out the defending Super Bowl champions. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have a new champion in 2025. Well, it's the 2025 season, so it still counts as that. So for the 2025 NFL season, there will be a new champion. The 49ers go in and defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 23-19. Crafty says the Eagles fans boo when they do well. So what are you talking about? I want to check it. I'm checking in on Jimbo, make sure he's all right. Kind of like how we were all trying to check in on ELS last night and say like, oh, how's he doing? Crafty says Juwan Jennings really carried the 49ers to victory. That touchdown pass to start the fourth quarter. What a huge, huge play that was. Tell you what, man, there has not been a bad game in this wild card weekend. There really hasn't been. Crafty says the Hawks have one more week to hope for the Rams to get picked up. Well, here's the thing. Now they got to face the Niners. And again, yes, they just played the Niners for the number 1 seed. And their defense played fairly well. I would think going into that game, the Seahawks are going to be very favored, especially playing at home. But it's the playoffs, and it's a divisional opponent that you're playing for the 3rd time, so you never know. Now, again, they're going in without Kittle. Yet another injury here for the 49ers. But it seems like the more the Niners get injured, the more they win. So I don't know. Is that a bad thing? Is it a good thing? We don't know. We'll find out next week as the 49ers will be the team traveling out there to Seattle to take on the Seattle Seahawks. And now we know that it will be the Los Angeles Rams going to Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. So the NFC divisional matchups are set. And we will see what happens from there on. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we've only got, 10 minutes or so for the next game, the Chargers, the Patriots. We will be here for that. Thank you so much for joining us here on this stream. If you liked anything about it, and I don't know why you would, but if you would, please, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button, hit that share button, let people know that this channel does exist. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet or it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button and a notification bell as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. And again, if you want to help us out more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below this video. Thank you so much for watching. 2 games down, 1 to go. Chargers, Patriots coming up next. We'll see you over there on that stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. Until in just a couple minutes, actually. My name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports, and we'll see you for Chargers, Patriots